Welcome back to Less Lethal Contingencies. This is Alan here. So this is going to be, I don't know, is it test 5 or 6? I forget. But we're going to be testing again the 4 times 12 gram CO2 stock. Okay. I'm going to be giving this another test. Now I changed this quite a bit. I introduced a few different things to hopefully resolve any issues with the my suspicion of having CO2 liquid or a slug of CO2 liquid coming through into the rear ASA and ultimately causing the bolt to misoperate, or at a minimum creating a stutter and or auto fire. So what I did a few things to remedy that. One, I did put a little bit of steel wool and some stainless steel mesh to kind of hold the steel wool in the fitting on the end here. Okay. In addition, you'll notice I also made a major change. I was lacking a gauge, so I wanted at least one gauge. So I do, in fact, have two of these MCS 88/90 on and off valves, which also one of them has a gauge on it. Okay, so I got that in there, and this will allow me to essentially, it'll have two zones, so it'll allow me to either only activate one of these zones or in fact activate both. So with it set up like this, I'm able to turn one on and just shoot, and then when I start to lose pressure, which I can now tell with the gauge, then I can turn the other zone on. Okay, so both of these on and off valves are indeed in the off position. Let me just make sure that's off, and the other one is off. Okay, I'll be shooting 8 gram AR Tactical Joules today, which is pretty much the most ball matched ammo I have for this Intrabuster Gen 2. So I'll be shooting the Intrabuster Gen 2 with the factory barrel and the HD24 short tuning chamber. And we'll see what we get out of it. Now, there is a CO2 in the handle. So, I mean, I could puncture that as well, and then we would have 512 grams in circuit. But I'm not going to do that at this time because I really just want to kind of get some data, usable data on just the 4 grams, the 412 grams, I should say, or a total of 48 grams of CO2. So that is what we're going to do. Swipe onto that. And yeah, so let me start off by puncturing. Another benefit of having these on and off assemblies as well, or on and off valves, is with them off, I can puncture each one without the other day I had that little air leak or CO2 leak out here because I didn't have this end far enough. But that'll also remedy me losing any of my air pressure through there. So as long as I don't lose any of my air pressure through here, which I shouldn't, or any internal leak in the gun, this should definitely take care of that problem anyways, which was really frustrating me because I was using the TR50, the Umerix TR50. I was leaking out of here at one point, and then my fault, I didn't have this tight enough and I was leaking out of here. So today we're gonna hang up the TR50 for this test and just go back to the Intrabuster. I feel the Intrabuster is a little more predictable. That TR50 by Umerix that I was using was double deleted. It had completely drilled out restrictor in here, where this was purely just for expansion. And I was having some problems with that particular gun, so I didn't want to continue wasting my time testing with that gun. So I'm going to use this. It's a little bit more tried and true right now. At least I hope so. And we'll go from there. So anyways, enough chit chat, I guess. Off camera, I did actually, with one CO2, I did actually pressurize everything. So I know I don't have any leaks. At least in the stock itself, there's no leaks. And yes, I got a lot of sun yesterday working on a greenhouse. honey-do list project. So I burned the shit out of my head, everything. So yeah, so if I look like a lobster, that's why. All right, so that's one kicking off. As I keep tightening this up, I should hear the second one kick off. You might hear it if I hold it up to the Bluetooth. So that's good and tight now. So I think they both kicked off on that. And I am running the plastic spaces, plastic washers, that spaces between the two 12 grams. All right, so that one's kicked off. All right, I heard one of the top cylinder or adapter kick off. Yeah, I just heard the second one kick off. All right. So I don't know if that's going to show up at all on the video, but I feel pretty confident that both of these are punctured now. Of course, the top one does have the benefit of the gauge, but once both of these valves are actually on in the closer, I shouldn't say closed, it's the opposite, it's electrical circuit. Let's just say on. Then I will have gas backflowing to this gauge as well. So right now the gauge is showing, looks to be about 750 to 800. Let's see if we can get it to, I don't know if we can see that or not. Still coming up, but stabilizing a little bit. Looks to be about, yeah, about 800. Now, just for guns unloaded, like I've said before, I choose to gas up or air up my markers unloaded whenever possible, especially when in a controlled environment like this and not in a home defense situation. It's just safer, rule out any stupid stuff from happening. Yeah, so it looks about 800. So I'm going to go ahead and open the top one first. Actually, wipe this, make sure this is closed. Okay. I had already added silicone lubricant in the circuit off camera, so you can trust me on that one. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to turn this one on first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on one and just shoot. And then I'm going to turn on the second one and then just shoot and see what we get for rounds and feet per second. So the first thing I want to do is check for leaks on the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the first one, which is going to be the top adapter or cylinder. All right, that was a good sound. This one makes a popping sound. The Intrabuster Gen 2 always makes kind of a loud crack. All right, so I got this one on full on. This one has been punctured, the bottom one, but I haven't turned anything on yet on that one, okay? So we're gonna shoot with that first. At some point, I will turn the other one on once I see the pressure drop. Like right now, it's showing about, it's like 7, it's hard to tell because this is a tiny gauge, but it actually looks more like 7. That's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it looks more like 700 PSI. I'm curious. I want to see if that actually goes up. When I turn this one on, I can turn it back off afterwards, but so let me turn this one back on as well. All right, now both valves are on. And it doesn't look like the gauge went up at all. So I think we're still sitting somewhere around 750 PSI on this CO2. It was room temperature CO2 as well. But I am going to turn the bottom, actually I'm going to leave the bottom tank on because it's easier for me to turn this on with the stock on. So I'm going to leave the bottom tank in its on position. I'm going to take the top tank, or I'm calling it a tank, but the top adapter, and I'm going to turn this to the off position. I don't know if that gauge will still read like that though. Well, we'll see. All right. Like I said, the gun's charged up. This one's on, bottom's on, top's, I'm gonna get myself mixed up. Yeah, top is off. All right, so we're gonna be running on these two 12 grams, so 24 grams CO2 right now. I'll put this here, put my earplugs in, turn that on. All right, yeah, so I'm going to be shooting 8 gram AR Tactical 8 gram joules. And I'll be calling the feet per second out like I usually do here. And by the time you see it, they'll be updated in the video. Okay. And this didn't really bring it back any further because I already had that on and off over here. So I just basically removed the on and off that I had here in place of the 2 on and offs. This way I could have 2 zones. So this is now zoned. This way, if you don't want to shoot with all 4 cartridges at once, you can start shooting with 2, and then you can turn the other 2 on when you need to. I'm going to give that a try anyways, for science, for data. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the AR Tactical 8 gram joules. Our laser on. Okay, we got tension pressure on the trigger. All right, mag 1, shot 1. 388.6 feet per second. And that was auto fire. All right, with these particular on and off valves, I'm pretty sure they have a lot of long throw on them. I'm pretty sure I can reduce some of that pressure with that. That was off. So that was all the bottom tank. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to see if I get any more auto fire. So I just turned that on and off, the bottom on and off valve. I just turned it a little bit to the off position. Not fully, naturally. We'll see if that helps with the auto fire. All right. Mag 1, shot 2. 372.1 feet per second. And that did not change a thing with auto fire. Let me turn it a little bit more. Actually, let me turn it to the full off position and just turn it on a little bit. Try that. Again, that's only with the bottom adapter on, the 212 grams on that. So we're wasting gas on this big time. All right, let's see if that corrected it, added in some resistance. All right, this is going to be mag 1, shot 3. 333.3 feet per second. That seemed to help. Let's see if it continues. Shot 4. 295.4 feet per second. Shot 5. 272.2 feet per second. And shot 6. 253.1 feet per second. That's mag 1. Before we put that second mag in, we check the pressure. All right, well, the pressure is only reading what's in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the top adapter. I'm not completely out of air. I mean, CO2, I should say, on the bottom adapter, but I'm going to go ahead and turn on the top adapter as well now. But I'm not going to turn it to full on because we've already found out we get some auto fire. I'm just going to turn it on a little bit. What is a little bit, you say? I don't know. I'm just going to turn it a little bit. Barely a quarter turn, probably a little less than a quarter turn. All right, mag 2, 8 gram joules. Let's see what we get on mag 2. Now we got both tanks connected. Both adapters are in circuit. They're both not set to their full on positions so that it causes, creates some sort of restriction. We'll see if we continue to what we get here. So mag 2, shot 1. 357.1 feet per second. And I did get auto fire again. So I'm going to turn this to the off position a little bit more. See if that helps. Mag 2, shot 2. Now I got a dead trigger. All right. Let's see, full on. Actually, I'm going to turn this to the off position. All right, for the life of me, can't figure out why I'm getting such massive auto fire with this thing. There's 4 rounds left in there. It's a round in the chamber. Let me turn this off so I can degas. All right, that's off, and that's off. I have to degas because I think that round's stuck in there. I think the bolt didn't completely retract. Yeah, there, now retract and release the... And there it is. All right, so that's... that is not without problems. All right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only shot 1 out of that second mag. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot some lubricant in here. I don't know why that bolt's acting like that, but I'm going to shoot some lubricant on it. This thing's freaking tight. Bear with me. Yeah, I do indeed have an unpunctured CO2 in there. Since these valves are off, I was able to do that. So I'm going to throw some silicone in there just in case something's dry. Pretty sure that I had pre-lubricated these adapters, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having a trigger problem like that. All right. Air it back up. I'm gonna air it back up here. Okay, I heard the bolt. All right. Just gonna open it a little bit. Gonna open the bottom one as well. Just a little bit. And we'll try it again. What'd I say? I had 5 left on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 rounds left in this one. Oh, you son of a gun. Forgot to put that fouler back. That's all right. I gotta put the stock end back on too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's put that back on. Back in, I should say. There we go. Let's put the stock back on. All right, so I got both the bolts activated again. And I got both of these valves turned on just a little bit. Not in their full on position. All right, we are live. This is going to be mag 2 shot 2. I got trigger pressure, so here's shot 2, mag 2 shot 2. 338.8 feet per second, mag 2 shot 3. Ah, I got dead trigger again. Maybe I don't have these on enough. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. This thing is giving me some trouble. All right, I'm going to turn these off. Turn it off. Turn this off. Now I'm just freaking wasting gas, man. I'm going to degas till I feel the bolt click back. Let's see what I have. 2 there. 2 there. 2, 3, 4. 4 left to shoot out of this darn thing. Can I get through freaking 2 magazines without a problem? I don't know. All right, hell, I'm just putting these to full on, both of them. Full on. Got the bolt activated. At this point, I've lost a lot of air anyways. And full on. All right, both are full on, and it's only saying, the gauge is only saying about 700 PSI. All right. All right, so this is, I had what, 2 rounds left, I think I had. So mag 2 shot 5, this should be. Mag 2 shot 5. 283.8 feet per second, and this should be shot 6. Dead trigger again. Dead trigger again. Yeah, something's... Yep. At this point, yeah, I'm still having problems with this setup. So I'm just gonna kill the test. I gotta rethink this. I don't know. This gun does not like the setup. The other gun does not like the setup either. Neither gun likes the setup. Neither gun likes it. All right. Well, back to the drawing board. My problems with making this stock work, I don't know. What's the deal with it? I mean, if I had a single 88 or 90 in the back, it would be working. It's the weirdest thing. I'm going to have to rethink this. Anyways, thanks for watching me. Thanks for watching me. If this was a Mythbusters show, it'd be busted for sure. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.